Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we are here today doing the chart show. So let's get straight into it. We are going to start off by looking at the XRP. Sorry about that. We're going to be looking at the XRP chart to begin with. And then we are going to be moving on to some earnings, just seeing if there's any news been released. Martyn's going to be covering them later. That's the BP earnings and the Pfizer earnings, some general market news, some crypto news, and then we'll do spend a lot of time on your chart requests and your questions at the end of the video. So let's get started with the XRP chart because we are on a brink of a breakout. $2.28 is where we are currently sat. $2.30 is sort of where we get that confirmation of the breakout, and then there's not really much in our way until we start heading to $2.50 and $3. So we are looking this week at a potential breakout for XRP. We have had that initial move to the upside, $2.37. We did break out. Now we're coming in for the test, and this is the real question: are we going to hold this $2.30, $2.28 level? And if we do, then that will be a bullish retest of these levels, and we can continue moving to the upside to some higher levels. If we look at it on this chart as well, you can see some more potential resistant levels. We are currently just below the $2.30 level. We do want to regain that as soon as possible. We're sort of still around support depending on what chart you look at, $2.30, $2.28. But what needs to happen now is to start getting buyers in at these levels, volume in, and you can start seeing this turning into a bullish retest. So we are going to keep an eye on that because all things are forming in the right way so that buyers come in at these levels and we can continue moving on to our next target, which is $2.50. So the chart, in my opinion, is looking bullish. We are just currently sat at a very important level. If we fall below it, we've lost the support. If we head up from these levels that we're at right now, then what we've done is we've bullishly retested these levels. So XRP chart looking very interesting. It is on a brink of a bigger breakout. We have had the breakout. We're coming in for the retest. $2.50, $2.80, $3, and then moon. In my opinion, again, nothing I say during this show is financial advice. This is just my thoughts and opinions only from the education I've had on charts, and I'm trying to share that with you. So thank you for all tuning in. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Let everyone know that we are live. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do also subscribe. Please do hit that like button. How many are we on? And then we can continue with the show. This is an unusual time to have a show before the opening bell. We might be doing this more regularly. We will see. Let me know if you like these shows, and we'll do more of them. Let's see how many likes we are on currently. We need to share out the fact that we are live because a lot of people won't know it, and the way we can do that is by hitting the like button. We've got 113 people watching, 11 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 50. Let's put some music on to wake everyone up.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
But this is a new show for you guys. We've got the pre-opening bell show. If you do enjoy it, do hit the like button. We are watching XRP. I'll show you exactly what we're covering today. We've got the XRP chart, BP earnings, Pfizer earnings, market news, more crypto news I want to bring to you. We'll be looking at a few charts and also Q&A from you guys. We're on 11 likes. We're trying to get 50 likes before the show really gets going. Let's see how many people. 27 likes. We can do this much quicker if everyone just hits the like button. Let's get to 50 likes and let's carry on. Thank you very much for everyone tuning in. Welcome into our pre-opening bell show, pre-earnings show. Right after this, you have the earnings for BP from Martyn. We are doing a pre-show to get all the charts ready for the day. We've got 28 likes. We're trying to get to 50 likes. Let's see if you've done it. I'm sure you have. Let's see. I believe 40 likes, 10 more likes, and we get to our target. Let's see who's here this morning, and we can get back into the XRP charts and the rest of the charts. I want to see Martyn perform this absolute jam, says Dale. Good morning, Sensei. LFG. It's a good day when you are cooking a roast. Leston, that is correct. It's always a good day when you have a roast. Jim Ricketts, good morning. I think tomorrow's going to be a big day for the XRP army. Please don't take quick profits. We are so close to big profit. Jim Ricketts, that is your thoughts and opinions only. Some people, it might be worth them taking profit. Some people might have bought at 30 cents, 20 cents. Some people might be holding from 2017 and they're sat on much bigger gains. So it depends on each person's circumstance. I won't be taking any profits until we hit higher prices. Wadey is here this morning. Yes, we were a few minutes late this morning. I apologize. Bonjour depuis Lons. Bonjour depuis Lons. Does that mean hello? I'm in wherever that is. Good morning. Hi. You need to understand Europe, Asia, not investing in American coins for the moment. Sorry. Trump mania in. I don't quite understand that comment. Let's get back into the XRP chart. And I'll reiterate what I just said, and then we can move on. Good morning. Where's everyone this morning? What time? It might be easier to put the time and where you are. Everyone put your time and where you are. Is the gold bull market over? I don't think so. Though definitely needs to cool off maybe. It will not, and it is starting to cool off, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 10-20% cool off, but I don't think the bull run's over. Okay, all these other Sensei cryptos are imposters. You are the OG, and people need to recognize. You need to patent the name and get rights to it, so all these other people can stop using the name. Heard of it, Cliff? Thank you very much for that comment. I am going to address that. Look, it's not worth going into efforts of all of that. I'm probably just going to rebrand. We'll see. I'll still keep the Sensei name, but. Yeah, we'll probably be rebranding soon. I need it to go up to at least $3 to be even, but I'm positive for the future. Good luck to you. 7 p.m. Perth, Australia, 7 a.m. Michigan. Yes, everyone put their time zone and their time where they are right now and where you are. 7:06 here in Maine. Wow, we've got a lot of people up early, 7 p.m. in Australia. That's a good time for our Australian audience. It seems to have a show at this time. 4 a.m. in Arizona. Corey, why are you up so early? Are you going to work? LD Roberts, Dubai, 3 p.m. 1:10 lunch here in Sweden. 1:10 in the afternoon. Oh, two people from Sweden. Frederick and Kata, you're both from Sweden. That's amazing. 6 p.m. in Thailand. That's true. Heard it from Cliff. There is one with name reserved, and it keeps saying 50. Yes. And to be honest, I don't know who had the name first because I should have probably had a look before I did the name. But we are going to address it because I don't want to get mixed up with that person who keeps giving some massive price predictions that I don't believe will come in fruition. 12:10 Suffolk, 12:10 England. Where in England are you, Nialis? Stavios. It's 9 p.m. in Melbourne, Australia. So this is a good time for an Australian audience, I think. I'm also from Sweden. A lot of Swedish people here today. I love it. Andreas is also from Sweden. 7:10 in Indiana, says Josh. Qatar is, yes, lots of Swedes here. Yes, there are. Yeah, Corey is getting ready for work in the early hours. One is 7:10 in Atlanta, Georgia. Is that what it is? ATLGA, Atlanta, Georgia. Am I getting that right? Vinny, 1 1:11, so that's an hour ahead of where I am in the Netherlands. 9:10 p.m. on the east side of Australia. Where in Australia is that, Sydney? Got a lot of Australian audience in this morning. Swedish, Australian, Netherlands, a few people in America. Why does crypto pump in the morning and die off throughout the day? Dalefish. It's an interesting question. I don't know if it always occurs like that. Might be the Asian market propping it up. Suffolk and good. Okay, nice. That's where you are. Midlands, England. New Nuneaton, to be precise. Never heard of it. Well, it's in the Midlands. One says yes. Oh, okay, I got it right. Louisiana is already humid as heck. Wow. What's the temperature there, David? 12:13 in Ireland. We've got the same time zone. Billy Bob, welcome into the show. Guy Harley is from New Zealand. What time is it there? Or I think New Zealand. Canvia Victoria, Sydney. Thank you very much. Kai Riceland. 6:13 in India, but by Chicago. So it's early morning for a few. Oh, here we go. We've got Sean Mullen in the chat. Sean Mullen, a big supporter of the channel. Thank you for tuning in. 6:12 in New Braunfels, Texas. Welcome into the show, Sean Mullen. Thank you for being such a big supporter of the show. Guy Harley is here as well. 12:13 p.m. Interesting. Where are you from, Guy Harley? Where are you at the moment? Good morning, Texas. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you have just come into the show, we're doing a pre-opening bell show. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we are getting ready to pass you over to Martyn in about half an hour. We're just doing a quick chart show, looking at XRP, looking at some charts of the day, some news, and then we might be back later on as well. A lot of Americans are like, I can't be up to watch, but tell me what they say, lol, crazy, and I am American. Thank you, Chris Fullen. 72 degrees, but humidity makes it feel like high 80s. I'm going to have to take a second to see what 72 Fahrenheit is in Celsius. 72, because I have no idea what that would be. 22 degrees. But it makes it feel like it's 26 degrees. Interesting. We are having a heat wave here in the UK as well. I think it's starting today, and we've got the weather. Let me show you the weather here in the UK. Let's see if we can get this on the show. It's like we're doing a weather channel now. Let me show you this. This is the weather in the UK in April. 23 degrees, 25 degrees, 27 degrees, 25, 27, and in Fahrenheit for our other audience is we're looking at 77, 80, 77. So I don't know if that's hot for you guys, but that's the weather here in the UK, or at least in London. Brilliant. Let's get on to the show. Thank you all for participating in that. It's always nice to see where everyone's from and say good morning to everyone. Hello, Sensei. Just hopping in to say hi. 4 a.m. here, going back to bed. Enjoy your day. Jocelyn, thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. Enjoy. I hope you have a good day and enjoy the rest of your night. 7:15 in Malaysia. Raymond, we've got a global audience here. Melbourne, Australia, 9:15. Brilliant. So we've started off by looking at the XRP chart. I'm wondering if we can get... Just trying to make sure you can see what chart we're looking at. There you go, you can always look at it at the bottom right. So XRP is currently sat at $2.28. We did have that nice breakout yesterday where we went all the way up to $2.36. Then we've come back. We did have a deep retrace, and we're looking to see if we can hold this $2.30, $2.28 level as support. If we do, then that will be a bullish retest after that breakout. So remember, what you want to see is a nice move to the upside, which we did get. You break out, and before you continue moving to the upside, you have one move back to down towards downside, going back to those levels that you retest, that you broke out from, test them as switching them, because previously they were resistance. Now you want to come back down, test it as support, and that gives you the base so you can continue moving to the upside. And the next sort of levels, if these levels do hold, which we're going to be continuing to monitor today and tomorrow, these $2.30 levels, if they do hold, there is not much resistance up until $2.46. And if we look at this chart as well, yeah, we're looking at $2.50 next. There is really nothing in our way. Yeah, you would be looking to go quite. It will catch a few people off guard if this move does occur. But it would be a move that can happen in a day, where you get another 7% move to the upside. So XRP is on breakout watch. It did break out. We are now looking to see if we're getting a successful back test, and if we do, $2.50 is next, or $2.46 will be next, in my opinion. We've also got this news story from Reuters, whatever you want to call it. Derivatives exchange CME to launch XRP futures in crypto push. CME Group will launch futures contracts tied to XRP's cryptocurrency next month, the derivatives exchange said on Thursday, aiming to tap into the growing interest in tokens other than Bitcoin and Ether. The cash-settled futures are set to launch on May the 19th, pending regulatory approval. Futures contracts let traders bet or hedge against the future price movements of asset without owning it. CME move highlights a push to offer sophisticated trading tools for altcoins, which typically refer to tokens smaller than Bitcoin and Ether. Initially, and remember that they don't seem to understand this either. If you did watch my video from yesterday or the live stream from Sunday, you would have seen that everyone's getting this wrong. Every major companies and major news shows are getting this wrong. They're saying tokens smaller than Bitcoin and Ether. XRP currently, in my opinion, and I believe in the opinion of fact, is the number 2 cryptocurrency. Not because I think it should be the number 2 cryptocurrency, but because it is. If you look at the market cap, a lot of these places don't include the XRP Ripple holds in the circulating supply. It technically is circulating supply because they're not the founders. They didn't create XRP. They've got gifted it, and in theory, they can dump it all tomorrow if they wanted to. So it is circulating supply. That should be included in the market cap, and that would put XRP as the number 2 cryptocurrency. And let me see if I can give you the link to that if you haven't watched it already, because it's good to know if you're an XRP holder, because the next time someone says to you, well, Ethereum's better than XRP or Ethereum's got a larger market cap, you can turn around and say, well, actually, XRP is the second biggest cryptocurrency. And I'll give you the facts as well. So let's see if we can bring this in. So there it is. That is the video you want to watch. I'll put it in the chat in case you want to bookmark it to watch later. But did you guys like the thumbnail on this video? Let's see if I can show you the facts. There it is. We've got all the facts of why it's right, and why it's the number 2 cryptocurrency. So I would recommend watching that video. But here again, we've got Reuters also saying it's not the number 2, and saying Ether is bigger. XRP deserves to be in the number 2 spot, and in my opinion, it is back in the number 2 spot. Initially viewed as a speculative asset, these coins are fast becoming its vital component of investors' portfolios, and it can be a safe haven at a time where tariff-driven volatility has rattled equities. Remember, you can hear this terminology now. It's making it sound like, and they're even saying it's a vital component of investors' portfolios. We can see where the world's heading. We can see that crypto is, once it becomes into these ETF forms, that it's going to be a part of everyone's portfolio. A diverse portfolio will include crypto, in my opinion, and should include crypto, in my opinion. Even if it's a small percentage, 1 to 5%, depending on risk tolerance, it will still, if you imagine everyone in the world, all pension funds now needing to be diversified and needing to have safe havens in times of tariff volatility, and being part of a well diversified portfolio, you can see adoption really heading exponentially to the upside. XRP has gained 5.3% in 2025, while Bitcoin is marginally down, and ETH has lost about half its value. Wow. We can see ETH is down 50, nearly lost half its value in 2025, and XRP is up. You can see what investors want to be buying. Last month, CME also rolled out futures relating to Solana, other major crypto tokens. Both Solana and XRP have attracted waves of institutional interest in recent months, with asset managers filing for ETFs tied to tokens. We saw the Solana ETF versus the XRP ETF, both futures that came out. XRP's one had 5 times more interest, so you can see which one's the favorite there as well. A research report early in the month showed XRP's trading volume in the US exchanges was steadily increasing. The new product could help CME strengthen its presence in the retail trading space, an area it has been focusing on. XRP is a native token of the crypto firms Ripple Labs, which last month settled a civil lawsuit brought by the Securities and Exchange Commission over the alleged sale of unregistered securities. While overdue in a bunch of ways, this is incredibly important and exciting step to continue the growth of the XRP market. Ripple Brad, that's Garlinghouse saying that on the plans from CME, referring to the plans futures by CME. So that is always good news. You can see there is actually now lots of good news stories coming out, and it's really nice to be covering them. Here's another one. Let's just quickly go to our comments. It'll be nice whenever Martyn tunes in and says hello, I want everyone to spam him with "Good morning, Martyn." I'm sure that'll make him happy. Again, I don't know if he knows I'm streaming this morning, but I think he does. But he loves it when he wakes up and he has all the Lucasades here. So if you see Martyn pop in the chat, make sure everyone spams "Good morning, Martyn." If breakout fails and falls to the last consolidation period around $2.20, I'll accumulate a lot more. That's not a bad strategy, David. Again, always having your own plan in place is a good idea. I can't tell you if that's good or not. I don't know your situation, but it sounds like you've got a plan, which is always good. Quite a few are saying the same thing now. If you don't count what's in escrow, XRP takes number 2 spot from Ethereum. Yep, and you shouldn't count what's in escrow, because this is not escrow from the developers of XRP. This is escrow from a gift that was made to Ripple. It counts as circulating supply. Yes, that's 100% accurate. Philippines 90s and storms are gathering. Thank you, Sensei, to you and Martyn, for your XRP info over the past months. Undoubtedly one of the best information platforms on the web. I really do appreciate that, DM. We try and bring you the truth. There's so many people trying to give you fake news, and we will only bring you the real news. There's no point exaggerating the news. The news is good. You don't want to play on people's emotions. So thank you, DM. If you do want to become a member of the show, I do have the link for you somewhere. Here we go. Do consider becoming a member. It's 39 degrees here, 109 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. Taylor, I am based in the UK. Andreas, how high do I think is realistic number for XRP to go to? This year, it could be realistic for it to go to $8 to $10. In the next 5 years, it could be realistic for it to go to $50. 5 to 7 years, if adoption goes all the way really well, $100. And then there's no point looking beyond that. If we get $100 XRP within the next 10 years, I think that's a very good investment. I do think it's possible to get it before that as well. So we've done the XRP chart, and we did actually cover some of the crypto news as well. Let's just quickly look at BP, because I think the earnings are out on BP, and that's what Martyn will be covering next. Let's see, BP. We want it on the London Stock Exchange. BP. Let's see it on the London Stock Exchange. Here we go. Yeah, it did have a bad. It's had a bad performance. Let's see if we've got any news stories here. BP reported Q1 underlying. This is what we're going to be going to shortly when Martyn is in the studio. BP reported Q1 underlying replacement cost profit Tuesday of $0.53 per diluted American Depository share, down from 0.97 cents a year earlier. Sales and the other operating revenue for quarter ended March 31st were 46 billion, down from 48 billion a year earlier. Analyst poll by Factsheet IQ expected 45 billion. BP shares are down 4.1%. Let me see if I can get any extra news on that. But let's just look at the chart, because I'm sure Martyn will cover the news. How do I get back to my chart? There we go. So yeah, this is BP chart on the London Stock Exchange. It is in a slight downtrend at the moment. It's actually at levels we haven't seen since 2021. So it is down quite a bit today, BP. Coming into interesting levels that previously we've seen be good buying opportunities. So what we've got here is we're at the levels that we bounced in 2002. We went a bit lower in 2010, but bounced ultimately from these levels. This was sort of a level of support in 2016 and in 2022. So BP is becoming a bit interesting as a buy right now. Obviously, oil prices are down. BP posted a profit of 1.4 billion, down from 2.7 billion in Q1 of 2024. The company announced an 8 cents dividend and a $750 million dollar buyback. So they've got a buyback in place. So that's always good to see. To see how much it's down from the highs of 2023. We're already down 40% on a massive company like BP. So a lot of people will be seeing this as a buying opportunity. I would start laddering in at these levels, maybe 313, and always leaving a bit on the side in case we come down to the 2020 levels, which would be unprecedented, and I don't think we will see in a long, long time. So let's just see. We have this nice uptrend. As soon as this uptrend breaks, that's why investors, it's very clear to see the trend is your friend. The trend from 2020 to 2023 was an uptrend. That uptrend changed when you broke below it, tested it as resistance, and then you moved on to your downtrend. And then again, if you're a shorter term trader, then you'll look at this downtrend, you'd buy on the breakout, and then you'd make a small profit there, a 20% profit there, and then you can see we're heading back into a downtrend. So we're looking for a base. This base could be around this 340p or 313p as well. So BP is looking interesting as a buy. We'll see what the earnings reports say. We'll see what they are going to say in the earnings that Martyn's going to be covering very shortly, and potentially I might pull the trigger on some BP shares because they're not looking too bad and they are looking oversold. Not through the RSI, but the MACD is very much in the red. We are down a significant percentage from the 2023 highs, down around 40%. So interesting. It would be nice to see where we're going to form some base. The bases previously have been between $313 and $350. If you just look back in history, you can see we bounced from 360p back then. Then we bounced from 315 over there in 2010. So there's only a few points in history we've come this low. December of 2015, we bounced from these levels as well, and then we made new highs, new all-time highs. 2020 was a different sort of situation where we actually came below it. I think the first time we've done that since 1999, and you formed at the new all-time low around $188. So we're back in this range that we've seen before, potentially a nice buy zone. It'll be interesting to see what they say on their earnings call, which Martyn will be covering shortly. Can you recommend a wallet to place XRP tokens in off the exchange US? If you want to go, it would be Ledger is probably the best place to do it. You have to buy a hardware wallet, Ledger. If you want me to give you a link to give a discount to you, let me know. But that would probably be your best bet. Or just spreading them between a lot of different exchanges to diversify your risk as well if you don't want to get a hardware wallet. So that's BP. We will be moving on to Pfizer as well.
God donated $5 through a super chat. Hey Sensei, can you do a quick look at our DDT chart?
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, we can have a quick look at the RDD chart. RDDT chart. Let's have a look. Reddit. Oh, you do want the link for the ledger. Let me just have a look. Let's see if I can find it for you. Ledger. I wonder if the link still works. If not, I would have to give it to you in a different show. Let me just check if this link works. I think this should work. There's the link for the ledger. Your friend bought you here. You've received $20 worth of Bitcoin, up to $20 worth of Bitcoin when you purchase your ledger device. Which one do I have? I don't think you need anything fancy. These are quite fancy ones. There's the touchscreen. I don't think you really need them. Just trying to remember which one. I think I've got the Ledger Nano X. But I don't think there'll be a problem with having the Ledger Nano S Plus either. I don't know what the key difference is. One, I think you have to plug this one in. This one you can use with a cable. So it's up to you. But yeah, I don't think you need one of these expensive ones. Either of these should be fine. If you want it with Bluetooth, there you go. And you don't really need it with Bluetooth if you can connect it to your desktop, then this will do, or Android and desktop. This one's for like iPhones or mobile devices. So your choice. They're secure as each other, in my opinion. Let's go back to this request of Reddit from GODB. Oh, XRP is about to retest $2.30. That would be exciting. Remember, when Martyn pops in, everyone say good morning. RDDT, we're looking at Reddit here. Let's just take a Fibonacci from the all-time lows to all-time highs. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, that's what you're looking for. Low to high, where would you buy it? A deep retrace. 75, 78, $80. This sort of level, you can't always. Close enough. Remember, you can just see it's dollars off. The 786 retrace, you always want to buy above where the traders will be buying. And in this scenario, that was at $79. The all-time low was at $79.50. That's a 786 retrace. So you can see it's gone up, it's had its deep retrace, and at this point is normally a buying opportunity at those levels. But also what it signifies that the deep retrace has occurred. And if the fundamentals of the stock are good, then this makes sense for a level two. So I'm just drawing in my line there. So you can see that was a deep retrace. Fibonacci is telling you 786 deep retrace. That's where traders like to retrace to if there's a big pullback. And then now you've created your support there. If the fundamentals are good, you are in a good shape to start turning this around, to start going to new highs. You can now do the complete opposite. You can now go from the high to this low if you believe this is the base, and people start taking profits at potentially the 50% retrace. And this is a laddering out method that traders would use, the 618 and the 786. So now you're using the retraces to the other direction. So even if this is a long-term trend to the downside, a trader would be looking, and the way they've opened their positions would be they open them at that 786 level, they'll be waiting to get, and they'll be laddering out at each of these next retrace levels. They don't care if it's going to go to all-time highs. They're covering both sides. So whether this is going to go to all-time highs or it's going to have a deep retrace and then come back and form new lows, they are still going to make money, because you can see that the percentage gains from the first level was 100%, next level was 120%, and then 150%. So I think you are in a good shape to continue the momentum to the upside. Not sure if you're going to make new all-time highs, but it does look like you at least head back to 150, 170, $200. So Reddit is not looking bad. You can see you've got this downward sloping supply line, which you've broken out from. Momentum on the weekly, you can see the MACD down here it's shaping to come back to the upside, which is good. The momentum shifting to the bulls. You go down to the 1 day time frame, you've got a nice momentum moving to the upside. You can look at the MACD down here. You've just got back above some moving averages. Yeah, your next level of resistance, really nothing in your way until $150, in my opinion, anyway. So Reddit is not looking like a bad shout, maybe a little bit late to the party, but it looks like there is a trend reversal happening on RDDT. We've now got the chart for it, so if you ever want to have a look at it again, you can just put it in the chat. We can have a quick look at it as well. Thank you very much for super chatting. We're doing Pfizer as well. That's what we're looking at now. FPIZR. Let's have a look. I think we had. No, I think we've got the earnings out for Pfizer as well. There we go. Pfizer recorded low first quarter revenue on a 75% drop in sales of its COVID-19 treatment. 75% drop in sales, wow, which more than offset growth in other drugs and product categories. The drug maker posted profit of 3 billion or 52 cents per share compared to 3.12 billion or 55 cents a share in the same quarter of the year earlier. Striping out one-time items, adjusted earnings were 92 cents a share, and analysts surveyed a FactSet had been expecting 67 cents a share. So yeah, Martyn will be covering the earnings later. We're just having a look at the chart to get you ready for all of this. Yes, here we go. Next 5 minutes, BP earnings. We are going to come to an end of the show. Martyn is in the show. If everyone can say good morning to Martyn. So Pfizer, we have looked at this previously. And what we've, I think it was James 007 who made us have a look at it. We've said that this is a level of support around $21. We have bounced from there, so we're going to see if we can get momentum building up to the $26 level as well. We've got a couple minutes to wrap up the show. Welcome in, Martyn. Good morning to you. Market news, I don't think I've got anything else to share with you. We've got Arizona lawmakers approve Bitcoin investments, first state to support crypto assets in 2025. World stocks dollar nudge higher on US auto tariff relief as well. But that's about it. Good morning, boss. Good morning, says Chris Fullen. Everyone is welcoming Martyn into the show. Crypto news, we did cover that a bit earlier as well. That was here on the derivatives news of the CME with XRP. Charts, we've just done some charts. So let's quickly move on to... I don't know why that's gone over there. Don't worry about it. We will be just doing a Q&A. Let's just see all your questions, and then we'll send you directly over to the BP earnings, which is starting in about 2 minutes. So, Martyn, are you ready for me to send everyone across to you? Let me know. And in the meantime, if anyone has any other questions, do let me know. I was not late. I'm not late. I was in at $95. That was in reference to Reddit. You were in at $95. Yeah, that was on the breakout, which is not a terrible place to be in. So good, congratulations to you. What's the next big entry for that? Oh God, I thought someone donated $97.
Kevin donated $97 through a super chat. This is a test super chat message.
Martyn, you got me excited there. What's the next big entry? It would probably be at back to, you'll probably be looking $80, $95, $100 probably would be the next big entry on. Oh, you're talking to GODB. Sorry. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be sending you directly into the Pfizer, into the BP earnings. Let me see if I've got a message from Martyn. Martyn, are you ready for me to send everyone to you? Let me know. And if anyone has any other comments, let me also know. Let's see if anything else is moving in the markets. Someone said XRP is moving as well, so let's just see if we can find the chart for that on the 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not much movement yet. $2.28. It tried to get back up to $2.30. It's failed. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be sending you to the BP earnings, so stay where you... Oh, 3 minutes, Martyn says. Okay, we'll wait 3 minutes. Let's just have another look at XRP. Actually, we can have a look at that news story that we didn't manage to have a look at. This is the one here. Arizona lawmakers approve Bitcoin investments first state to support crypto assets in 2025. This is a very long article. Should we see if ChatGPT can summarize? Oh, let's just go down to the bottom. Here we go. Why does Arizona's Bitcoin investment policy mean for traders? Arizona's decision to back Bitcoin investments for state funds announced on the 29th of April signals growing institutional acceptance, driving a 5.2% surge in Bitcoin to $65,000. This is very interesting because this is an article from today, but Bitcoin's not at $65,000. This is very weird, isn't it? $66,000 to $67,000. Maybe we're looking at a. We're not going to cover this article because it seems very strange the numbers they're putting out there. Bitcoin USD. Bitcoin is trading at $95,000. So we're going to ignore that article, but it is from Reuters. Oh no, it's not. It's from Blockchain News. So maybe that's not a very trusted source. As soon as I spot something like that, I won't be bringing it to you. I'll look at that in my own time and see what's going on and see if I've misinterpreted something. Bitcoin is currently sat at $95,000. We are looking what would be the next level for Bitcoin. I mean, it's an absolutely amazing retest. I mean, you look at it, you broke out of $74,000. We were expecting to come back down to these levels, previous highs. You never tested as support. You've tested it, and now look at you go. Absolutely incredible price action on the chart. You can just see how clearly you broke out very strong. It was a brilliant breakout. However, what did you miss? You never had that retest. That retest will come in time most of the time. Normally, it will happen at the time. If the bullish momentum is too much, you will go up. You'll create a topping out structure. You'll come back down. You test that level of support and look at it go since that test of support. So absolutely incredible. Bitcoin is looking very good. Even a retrace to $102,000 would be likely. But yes, nothing really is in the way of Bitcoin now. All-time highs ahead. That will help out with XRP. Let's just hope Trump doesn't pull something else out of his bag and do something to annoy the markets. Quick look at the S&P 500 before we pass you over to Martyn. The S&P 500 is also breaking out of its downwards trend, heading up to maybe its heart line of the structure. Or let's have a quick look at the Fibonacci retrace. A 618 would be quite normal. Potentially another 2 to 7% upside for the S&P 500, and then it can decide if it wants to go back into a bear market or continue its bull market. And the last chart, and I'm going to send you over to Martyn, is the Nasdaq. Nasdaq has quite a high target as well. Let me show you here. That is up only slightly on the day. We've got our next target of 3% moves to the upside and then 8% moves to the upside, and then again it can decide whether it's in a bull market or a bear market. So thank you everyone for tuning in. What I'm going to do now is send you over to Martyn. He's going to be covering the BP earnings. He'll have a chat with you as well. I don't think Trump will spoil Bitcoin's bull run as they're all in. Okay, thank you very much everyone. Kimberly has just tuned in. Don't go anywhere. You can see the link at the top. You can click on that, take you to BP earnings, or you can wait exactly where you are. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.